you have a situation where you have a great defense. We know they can run the ball, and now at the quarter, you have a quarterback. You're going to have coming into these playoffs this season. When the playoffs begin, there will be two quarterbacks in the AFC who have Super Bowl experience, who have taken their teams to a Super Bowl and won a Super Bowl MVP. Patrick Mahomes, and that's Joe Flacco. And that is an enormous advantage, especially in a year where there's no dominant teams. In a year where you're going to have a bunch of unproven quarterbacks. You're going to have some unproven quarterbacks in some of these spots. Or you're going to have quarterbacks whose teams around them are just not as talented or not as good as they have been in the past, i.e. the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. To have a guy like Joe Flacco who's been there, done that, is an enormous advantage. And again, Cleveland, they beat Baltimore's last loss, that wild 33-31 game. I believe that was in Baltimore. It was in Baltimore. Divisional rival. They will not be afraid of it. They face Baltimore. That's a team, if you're Baltimore, that you don't want to see in the divisional round. That's not like that. You're fine if you see them in the conference championship because you'll have a game under your belt. That's not the first that's not the first playoff game you want on your docket. I would not want to see Cleveland in the divisional round if I were the Baltimore Ravens. They won't say that, of course, publicly. But if I'm in the back of my mind, if you give them the truth serum and the teams that you don't want to see, Cleveland Browns would be top of that list because that team could travel and beat anybody. Matter of fact, think about this: Cleveland has beaten San Francisco and Baltimore.